Wednesday 13 on Wednesday and on Halloween.
I know. What are the chances of that happening?
Yes,
The
exactly.
moon and the stars aligned up and made it happen.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So we sold out again in Koko this time.
Sold out's a thing I usually never hear attached on my name anywhere, so it feels cool to be able to come to another country and have a Halloween show and have the word sold out around it. It's awesome. It's a great feeling. So.
And this is the first show of a European tour, aside from being an Halloween show.
Yeah, this is we started in Australia. We did 3 shows in Australia, and then we flew over. We've had 2 days to kind of try to fight this jet lag, and but yeah, I mean, and so yeah, we're kicking it off, and that's our only UK show this year that we did. So on Halloween night, so it's gonna be special, and I'm excited. This is a great venue too. It's amazing. So
Yeah, and this is being recorded for a DVD.
yes.
So I know there are going to be some special surprises. I won't be able to put this video up before tonight anyway, so
Right.
do you anticipate anything?
As far as surprises, I mean, we don't have any special guests or any pyro or fire or anything. I just think I feel like we put a really cool set list together. I don't talk too much to the crowd. We played 16 songs before the encore. So we've ended up playing like 19, 20 songs, a full set, and it's a good spectrum between everyone, from what everyone knows of me. And it's, as far as surprises or anything, I just think we have a good live fun show. I have a couple new toys on stage. I have a new ego box that just was built for me, so you'll see that tonight. It's a new thing I get to stand on, so get to be king in the castle. Yeah.
And this DVD, when more or less are we going to be able to see it?
We're trying to figure out. We have so much stuff coming out for next year. Our new CD will be out in February, so it won't be out before then. So I'm thinking probably a spring release or something like that, or April, May, somewhere, maybe around there. It just depends. Have so much stuff coming out. We have the DVD to put out, the new album. I'm also working on a film at this time as well, so I'm hopefully going to be working on that the first of the year and have out by the end of the year. So I'm just trying to open a new door in the Wednesday 13 world. So
Sounds good. That's actually something I was going to ask you later on. Back to Halloween though, so we get it out of the way. I just went to see Alice Cooper on Sunday, and I was playing with Uncle Joe and Duff McKagan, which I thought was quite a nice bill, but I thought you should have been there.
right.
What's your ultimate Halloween bill? If you had to do when it's the 13 Halloween festival, you could invite whoever you want.
I've been really fortunate to pretty much play a ultimate Halloween show with Murder Dolls in 2010. We did Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, Murder Dolls tour all through October. So it was like every day was Halloween. And for me, being such a huge fan of Alice Cooper, I mean, he's the reason I do what I do, period. And, as well as Rob Zombie, I was listening to White Zombie when I was 15, 16 years old. And definitely you can hear the influence that I think that band's had on my band as well, with the guitars and things like that. So to be able to go on tour with those guys, I just learned, I soaked up so much from those guys. They're ultimate showmen. Rob Zombie has one of probably the hands down the best live show out there next to Rammstein. I think it's just visual, and so to me, if I had to make an ultimate Halloween lineup right now, it would be Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, Danzig, Marilyn Manson, Wednesday 13. I mean, I would, these are all the Halloween bands. So I've yet to play with Danzig. We played with Marilyn Manson in Australia earlier this year, and he and I struck up a friendship. So hopefully I can put a package together with that guy at some point and do an ultimate Halloween show. So.
And what would be the place in the world?
This place?
This place for an Halloween show.
London's kind of got it going on, so we'd probably come back here. So we'll see. I don't know, but it just London Halloween night just sounds cool. London after midnight, the movie, it just sounds right.
Okay. Now we were talking about Rob Zombie. We were also talking about Moldy, and I was just about to ask you. Lately, all the horror movies seems to be remakes of other horror movies, including the ones that Rob Zombie's done lately. I really love The House of a Thousand Corpses because it was an original idea.
Yeah.
Do you think they're running out of ideas out there?
Do I think they're running out of ideas?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I mean, with anything, it's like, for me, as far as like any of the newer horror generation, I didn't really get into it that much. I kind of, when people ask me about horror movies, they want to talk about everything new, and I'm kind of just dumb in that field. I don't know a lot about the newer movies. I'm still just a huge fan of the old stuff. My favorite movies. I don't have a favorite horror movie. I'm asked that all the time, but I mean, there's stuff from the 80s that I love, stuff from the 70s, and then of course I love the Universal monster stuff from the 30s and all that. So it's just a huge fan of all that. I'm just it just seems like there's nothing that when I see horror movies advertised lately, nothing grabs me like it used to. So for me, when I was mentioning about working on a film, I want to go back to what I wanted to see, or what I want to see these days. So I want to go back to the dirty B-movie, grindhouse, scary. You didn't know who the people were in the movie. You didn't have Jennifer Love Hewitt or Brad Pitt or LL Cool J as the, what I mean? It's like they keep having these actors or whoever to come in these movies to have some special thing. And it's like, you didn't need in the original Friday the 13th, you didn't need to know who they were. You just needed nameless teenagers to be murdered. And so with me, that's kind of what I grew up on. So when I work on this film that I have in mind, I'm going to keep that vibe keep what I felt when I used to see horror movies as a kid. Just the strange, weird B-movie vibe. Well, even like what you mentioned, like those kind of films as well. Like even just the vibe that those had, even the music inside of it, they had all the synthesizers and all the weird sounds and things like that. So I definitely want to incorporate that, and I'm excited to do a movie. I'm not going to do it where it's going to be stupid. I'll take it serious, but I also don't want people to think that I'm going to do some type of budget like a Rob Zombie type of film either. I'm going to do it Ed Wood style and keep it like that, and I think that'll keep it dirty and the way it should be,
With all special effects that
my
you
own
can
special
absolutely
effects.
see that it's
Exactly.
not
No CGI. If you see blood, it's going to be because we're splattering it. So yeah, I'm going to keep it the way, if it isn't broke, you don't need to fix it. So it's kind of like I'm going to go the way I used to see films. So I'm excited to step into that world.
Sounds really good. And how far are you with this movie? Do you have an idea? Have you started doing it, or?
I actually have an idea for two movies. One's kind of a shorter idea, short film kind of deal, and the other one I'm actually working out. The tentative idea right now is the new album's called the Dixie Dead.
Yeah.
There's a song on the album called the Dixie Dead, but the story for my movie is the Dixie Dead. It's about I want to go back to where I grew up in North Carolina. I want to film it there, and I basically just want to make a zombie hillbilly bloodbath movie. And it's where I grew up. Maybe people that never grew up or know about where I grew up in North Carolina, but I lived like pretty much out in the woods, and there's some strange people and things like that. So that's why I really related to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because I knew there were families maybe out there where I lived somewhere like that. At least I thought they were like that. So again, you'll definitely have that Texas Chainsaw Massacre influence on my as well, because that's still one of my favorite movies of all time. So again, it's still in the working stages of it, but I think I'm going to make it where it'll be what people expect from me, or would expect from me.
I'll be really looking forward to that.
Thank you.
I was going to ask you, because I think this horror movies need a bit of creativity at the moment, so you've got a lot of that with your songs.
Right.
You should translate well in movies.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I mean, I've been writing songs about horror movies for I don't know how many years, and it's like, so I think it's only due that I do a movie. So
now let's talk about the Dixie Dead then.
yes,
Since we mentioned it, it's going to be out in February, but there's already some special collector's editions available
Yes.
for pre-order all until the 13th of November.
right.
Right?
Yes.
So what is special about these special editions?
Well, for a lot of people, for me, when I grew up, and I always refer back to when I grew up, because I put myself in the audience. I'm not always one-sided where I go, well, they'll get it. I put myself in the audience, and I always want to be there because what I wanted to see as a kid. So I want to give back, and I want to give more than what some of my bands offered me. So, for example, with this Dixie Dead, what we're doing with this pre-order, It's a limited edition. It's like the first version of it. We're going to do the CD. It's going to be in a DVD case, so it's going to look like a horror movie. The poster of it, like everything, is just looks like an early '80s horror film, and that's different in a sense. It's not just going to be a normal CD. Some people that don't want this special packaging, then this doesn't apply to you. But it's for the collectors, and we're just including a lot of cool stuff in it. It's not your normal CD package. It's like I said, it'll be in a so it's going to look like a movie. It's got the booklet inside. It's totally different. It comes with a patch. It comes with a sticker. It's it's a collector's thing. And for me to be able to give that back to my fans, I've even offered some people could get their name in the booklet. It's just things like that where when I was growing up, if I could have had a chance to have my name inside of Alice Cooper's record or a Kiss album for $20-$30, and in turn I got an awesome limited edition. I think it's a good thing for fans. It's for the collectors only. So that's why we did it. And it's just, I like to do stuff different. I don't like to follow the pack and do what everyone else does. And I've always did my own thing. So to be able to do this on special packaging and not do what everyone else is doing, it's a cool thing. It feels like I'm doing something different.
Do you find all this digital revolution and downloading your albums off iTunes is making music a bit more disposable?
Yeah, I mean, it's like people are losing the fun of what a record used to be. It's like, it's like you go to iTunes, and not that iTunes is bad or anything, but it's like, I need to see I want to see it, and what I do, it's not just about music. It's a visual, it's everything. It's about the music, it's about the visual, it's about everything. It's like, if the visual wasn't anything important to me, then I wouldn't look the way I do and do what I do. So with me, you kind of have to get the whole package to understand it.
Or the record in your hands and you see the book.
Yeah, I mean, and still when I get a record, or when I go and buy a record, and still when I got Alice Cooper's last record, or any of his records, I would always sit down, put my headphones on, I would go through each page, read each song, and just you get inside of the record, and I hope that's what a lot of people do when they hear my stuff, and I think a lot of my fans do that. I don't have the most fans in the world, but my fans are dedicated, and this is fun and cool for them. So I'm excited to be able to do that, and being that I'm not on a label, I can decide to do things like that and go, you know what, I can make a special edition. Whereas when I was on labels before, I would come to them and go, I want to make this special edition. They were like, we're not going to waste this extra money to do this. So now I can do that.
But at the same time, what you're doing, must be said, is not a pledge, it's not a Kickstarter. The album is coming out anyway.
Right.
This is not paying for the album, this is paying for special editions, right?
Right.
Get that right.
Yeah, I mean, like the Kickstarters and the pledge and those campaigns are great for certain things. But we had already recorded the record, but it was just a way that we can, we give back to the fans. They get a great package. And the money that we get from this goes right into our show. I mean, everything. Like next year is 2013. That's my year to do everything. So we're taking our stage show up a level. We're filming videos for half the songs on the new album, which I haven't made music videos since Fang Bang and the Murder Doll stuff. So we've already filmed 2 videos so far for this, and we have plans to do like 3 or 4 more in January. And I'm producing and directing all the videos as well, so that'll give people an idea, kind of where my movie vision is as well, so they can kind of see what a Wednesday 13 is like. And so yeah, it's just it gives back to the fans, and then the money and stuff we receive from that, it just goes right back into our show. It's not like we're just putting it in our pockets and going, we just made all this money off kids. It's all about the show, because I'm not on a label anymore. And our fans are helping us, and they get to be a part of it. So they get to see their name inside the booklet and go, "Hey, I helped these guys do that." So it's a cool thing, and I've never had the opportunity as a kid to do that. Again, I said it before, if I could have helped out and been a part of a Kiss album or an Alice Cooper record, it would have been insane. So to offer that to my fans, I feel like I'm doing something cool like that.
Thank you. Now, let's talk about the sound of the album. You said Motherfuck the World, said is sort of set the record for. It kind of gives a good indication. Like, because it's going to be a harder sound, heavier sound.
Yeah, but it's still not too far away from. I'm never going to steer away where everybody, this guy's totally doing something different. I mean, I know what I do now, but I also know that I can explore and try different things. And this record, when I say it, it's different. It's heavy. And like the "Motherfuck the World" song was definitely a heavier, kind of harder song. And the new songs are in that vein, but they're still stupid. They're still funny. But they're catchy. And I don't know. I kind of feel like with this new album, you know, like the band I have right now, the lineup, we've all been playing together for a few years now, and that means a lot when you have a band that can gel together. You know, I've had a revolving door lineup for years, and you know, and now I realize that, you know, I needed a band to be together for a long time. It takes you a while to finally figure it out, I guess. And for us, we figured it out on the last record and by touring. So when it came time to record this, we just went in as a band and did it, and it just felt right. You know, it was just like, I was like, every time we would record something, we were just like, we were getting like goosebumps. We're like, man, this is great. We're making really cool songs, and it was just exciting. I really haven't been that excited in a studio in a long time. And normally I go in, I'm going, oh, let's record this, and I got to do this, you know. But this was just super exciting. Everyone was excited about the songs, and we were adding so much new stuff. So to me, I think it's a good mix of everything people know from me. Everything from Frankenstein Drag Queens to Murder Dolls to Wednesday 13. I think you're going to find a good mix of all that in there. But it's nothing like the last record. If the last record, if you compared it to a Ramones album, this one's more like Metallica. in that sense, that's the difference. But it's still a Wednesday 13 record.
Are we gonna hear any of this material tonight?
You will hear no new songs off that record, but you will hear songs off the new EP. You'll hear "Motherfuck the World." You'll hear "Halloween 1313." So again, believe me, we want to play all these songs. Like we're that into this new album, and but we have to wait till the first of the year. And but it's going to be worth the wait. Kids are going to love this record. This is like such a fun live album. I can't wait to do it. Everything's just there's catchy choruses, and it's fun. I think it's going to be what people have been wanting from me for a while.
Are the two new songs from the EP, are they going to be included in the album as well?
No, that's just for the EP. And the reason I recorded the Halloween 13 and Motherfuck the World was I wrote 20 or 25 songs for the Dixie Dead. And when I was going back to the demos, you know, I'm really critical about everything I do. And I'm like, that's not good enough, or let's get rid of that one. When I came across the Halloween 13 song, I loved the song. I thought it was kind of more maybe toward my old Frankenstein Drag Queen kind of day and that kind of style, and I knew it wasn't going to fit the new album, but I didn't want to not record it. So we recorded that this summer, and then Motherfuck the World was going to be on the new record, but then I was like, you know, I want to put kind of a teaser out so people can kind of see what it is. So I think that song's a good indication or a good teaser to what's the Dixie Dead's going to be.
Okay, and the Dixie Dead, Let's Remember the Pain, is out in February.
Yes.
Is it going to be February 13 by any chance?
It just might be. I mean, why wouldn't it? There's a Wednesday the 13th in February. There's a Wednesday the 13th in March, which we just announced that we're playing London on Wednesday the 13th in March.
Brilliant.
Yes. So, yes, we just got our dates today, then we're announcing it on Halloween. So we'll be back in March for a full UK run, I think starting March 5th. And we'll be playing Wednesday the 13th in London. So that'll be the first. I started doing these official Wednesday 13 shows where I always played on accident on certain days. I go, you realize it's Wednesday the 13th? I went, oh cool, I'm playing tonight, and I would just kind of be funny and say it on stage. And then a couple years ago, in between the Calling All Corpses, or before it came out, we had a Wednesday the 13th. I live in Hollywood now, so we set a show up at the Whiskey A Go Go, and it sold out. And then we did it again this year, and it sold out. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to just be stuck here in LA down the street from where I live. Let's take it. So when I looked at 2013, super excited about 2013, looked at the calendar, there's 3 Wednesday the 13ths next year. So we're taking all of those, and so you'll see Wednesday 13, the 3 special shows. One's in London, the other 2 have not announced yet. So
possibly the release of the movie as well on Wednesday 13.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I mean, I just want to, I'm trying to figure out the time to go back and record, make this movie. I mean, it's not going to be like 2 months to make a movie. It's going to be like a week to do what I need to do. And because you don't need to overdo anything, especially for what I have planned in my head, it'll be fine. A week's plenty of time to do that. But I mean, I would love to have it out by Halloween. that would be the ultimate goal, is to have my movie out in October next year. So again, 2013 is just it's my year to do so many things, and I'm excited about it. I feel like I made the best record of my career, and I just have so many ideas, and it feels new again. A couple of years ago I got burnt out on the Wednesday stuff, and I started doing Gunfire 76 and all that, and when I revisited it last year with Calling All Corpses, and I've seen all the fans I've made over the years, it clicked in my head, and I'm the ghoul leader for a lot of these fans, so I just really got into them. I really like being who I am right now. It's a good time.
Okay, it sounds like all good news. Last question, since you're gonna be so busy, I take it that Murder Dogs are on the side for the wild list?
Yes.
There's nothing.
No, I mean, again, when I always talk about that, I mean, if I said right now that it's never going to happen again, we'd probably start doing it in a few months. So I just kind of leave it open,
Nothing planned.
Nothing's planned. I was shocked that that second record even happened, So and if nothing ever happens again with that, I feel like we went out on a high note. I love that last record that we made, and thought it was amazing. Still love it, and if that's as far as it goes, then that's fine. But if it happens again, we'll see. But I'm really focused on the Wednesday 13 stuff now, and it's just so cool to be able to come here in London, have a show sold out, have kids lined up around the block. It just blows my mind. I'm very just honored for that. So.
Okay, so you've got time until the 13th of November to get the special editions.
Yes.
Of the Dixie Dead, and then you have to wait until February.
That's right. Yeah, so there'll be the special edition will come out, and then in February when the release comes out, there'll be just a normal format of the CD as well for people that, again, and that's going to look cool as well. I'm never going to do anything half-assed, so that even the normal version is going to be cool.
But the special one's
pretty cool.
Now.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So.
Okay, lovely, great news, and looking